Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming at you with a video to do a deep dive into the FPS demonstration that we saw. I did an initial review of the FPS demo, but I was still buzzed from a Halloween party, and I was super excited about the FPS demo, and everything I was telling you was from my excitement. But this evening, what I did was I took the videos, plural, of the FPS demo, and I spliced them together, and we're going to go and analyze each part of the FPS demo, and I'm going to dig out facts like I'm basically going to try to dig them out as deep as I can get, so you guys can learn as much as you can as I have done from this FPS demo. Alright, so let's start. Alright, now what we're looking at here is the UEE Marine light armor. This is the light armor. You can see the belt pouches, and you'll also notice that he's a sergeant. He has the sergeant chevrons right there. Looks like it's an add-on piece that goes over his bicep on both sides. He's got a strap going around it, kind of hiding the fact that he's a sergeant. His face is lit up, and he's got a couple of lights on his chest, which I'm not sure what that's all about, but it could just be for artistic style and to let people know that his armor is powered. Now, if you get inside the helmet, you're going to notice the breath appears the lower center. It's displayed as a respiratory fog that goes onto his visor. And the more you run, the more you tire yourself out, the faster and harder he will be breathing, and you will see more and more of the fog. Now with this, we're talking about the point of view. Depending on if you're in first person or third person, it doesn't matter, your point of view will not change. And here you're going to see that he's going to pull his P4SC out, and it's very similar to the G36 in appearance. And you'll notice that it's not up in his face, it's not directly in front of his mouth, it's kind of carried at the low ready until he pulls up the iron sights. When he does that, you'll notice that your helmet will zoom into the gun, so you will get a narrowed perspective. Now he's showing you the gun up close, and when you don't move around, there's a random animation that will play, and in that case it was just pulling the gun up and taking a look at it. He said there was multiple random animations. Now here he's getting ready to show you when he fires, the trigger is actually being pulled by the avatar. You can see his trigger finger is actually pulling the trigger. And you'll also notice that whenever he fires, the gun raises. Okay, now you're going to see that when he gets behind the avatar, that when he fires, it doesn't just go straight up, it kind of goes up and to the right. Notice that, up and to the right, like it should. It shouldn't go straight up. And I'm super excited that they've actually modeled that level of detail in there. All right, next. Now, as we approach the golden horizon, or the gold horizon, maybe it's marigold or something, but I only see gold horizon. As we approach that to board, you're going to see something that I'm going to have to pause the video for to kind of give you a better perspective of what we're looking at. But this Redeemer with crew comes flying in. Now this space station looks like a lot of other space stations in the universe. I think it is a standardized space station that is in multiple systems and locations. Love the red light. I paused the video right here so you can take a look at this guy that's getting ready to push this guy out of the chair. First of all, I wanted you to have a chance to take a look at that helmet. Isn't that kind of a cool looking facial feature, lit eyes and the mask over his face? That's pretty cool. Now, what are we seeing here? Are we seeing an infiltrator or a pathfinder right after he killed the pirate who was watching the controls of the hangar? Because he opens the door for the Marines on cue. You also see the Redeemer entering the hangar via force field, which keeps it airtight, a la Star Trek or Wing Commander. All right, now the Marines disembark the Redeemer and they progress on like they're going to go attack the station. All right, I paused the video right here to kind of show off the HUD a little bit because this is a fairly important portion of the FPS demo. And we're going to work from left to right. In the upper left-hand corner right here, you can see what looks to be like a radar screen. And you got like the little wedge of light blue. That would be his field of vision, most likely. And moving to the right, you're going to see the top forehead of your helmet. And your HUD has a mode selection. It looks like it has a tactical, a medical, and a overview. And if you keep going more to the right, you're going to see where the weapon is being displayed. The weapon that he's personally got equipped and out. He's got the P4SC out. Or it's similar, as I've already stated earlier, the G36. Now you can see fire mode right here. It's either semi or maybe that's full auto, I'm guessing, or maybe burst fire, but I think it's full auto because that's how they're firing it. And then right below that, right here, you see a magazine, or how many rounds are currently in your magazine, and then the number next to it could be the number of additional magazines he has. So he might currently have 3 magazines or something like that. And under that, you see some quick numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those might be attachment points on your armor where you can attach grenades or bombs or shields or additional rifles or pistols or who knows what. Below that, if you go down from there, right here, you're going to see the health bar or a health scan, okay, where this is basically keeping track of what your health, it's like a biometric reading. And next to that, you're going to see what's called the THR. Now that can only be speculated to be maybe thrust available or your thrusters. It could also be like your target heart rate. No, I don't know. It could be anything that THR could stand for. It could be initials THR. It could be THR would be thruster or thrusters. Okay, and then below that, below thrusters, you're going to see fuel. And I think that that would be fuel for your thrusters if they were attached or implemented in the game. And then below that, you see OXG, which can only mean oxygen. And they could put O2 there, but I guess, or they could even spell out the whole word oxygen because it's not taking up a whole lot of room there. But they put OXG, and I guess that's how much air you got left in your suit before you start to suffocate. You also have a cut oval in the center of your helmet to help you identify which way is forward. No, I don't know. You also have an aiming reticle. If you have a weapon out, you see this little aiming reticle right here, which if you were like to fire from the hip or just fire from the low ready where you're at now, or the high ready actually, where you could fire from, that would be great. You'll have like a general idea of where your bullets are going to be going. And that reticle changes based on the weapon that you have equipped. All right, let's talk a little quickly about the radar in the upper left-hand corner. I think it has to do with your detection ability, and it's not necessarily a radar. Your suit doesn't have like a physical radar. What it is, it's more like where you hear opponents. It's basically to give you like a spatial awareness of your surroundings because you're not actually in the helmet. You're playing a computer game. So that's a tool to give you a spatial awareness of where noises are happening and things like that. And you're going to see blue or green representing your friendlies, and reds are going to be hostiles. and you'll notice that when like the enemy starts to shoot or something like that, then little red dots will appear on your radar. But you could be looking straight at an enemy and it's not going to be a red thing on your radar. It's going to pop up if they do things like that make noise, or you could detect them. Actually, I don't know if you look at them if it'll show. I guess just look at the video and we'll have a find. All right, let's move on. All right, now I'm going to take a little time to show off the different loadouts that these guys are carrying. The top two actually have the P4SCs out, but the bottom two have alternate weapons. The third guy has an ATT-4, where that is either an accelerator rifle or some kind of laser. The guy on the bottom right is carrying something called a Devastator 12, which I am assuming is a 12 gauge, but when you see it fire, you realize it is the electric shotgun. It has kind of like purple beams or rays, and the ATT-4 actually fires like red pulse beams. And this is where your team view switches to the pirate side. And you'll hear them say, place an ADS, which normally would be an area denial system, like a mine or a claymore. And then they also say drop shields. So the orange thing he's carrying on his back is a shield. And then there's also in front of that shield is an area denial system. Or maybe the ADS is their term for a shield, but just don't know. Still guessing on that. Now you'll notice that the Marines are using frag grenades. There just went one off. And you'll also see the electric shotgun firing here in just a second. Right there. That's the electric shotgun. You saw the frag. And that's the end of that round. Now that is the ATT-4 firing. And this Marine right here has a handgun. It's called the LH-86, where it has 13 rounds and 2 magazines. And you notice the reticle is different. It's the circle reticle. Now, you'll notice that the hammer and the slide of that pistol is modeled, so when he fires it, you'll actually see the hammer falling and you'll see the slide moving. And check him out on his back. He's got both the ATT-4 and the PS4. Okay, here's where you'll see the hammer and slide actually functioning when he fires it. Check that out. That's just awesome. Now, right there, he's shooting at a hologram, and then he gets an EMP grenade on him. The EMP grenade cuts off his HUD, so he can't see or do anything for just a few seconds. It needs to last a little longer than that, in my opinion. These guys are entering the hangar, and you'll see the ATT-4 firing. It's the red pulses. Now, this guy's carrying the PS4. This is a bandit, and the bandit is moving on to go turn off the gravity. But one thing I want you to see is his helmet. His helmet is a lot different. It's shaped differently, but I'll notice that the same information is being displayed to both the bandits and the Marines. I would suspect that different helmets would display different things. Okay, now he just turned off the gravity, and it takes a few seconds before it actually completely shuts off. But when it does shut off, everything in the room that's not tied down just jumps into the air when there's zero gravity. I don't think that's the way it works. I think they have to have some kind of movement or something pushing against them. You don't just have stuff jump off the ground. Okay, I've got two pictures here. One is of the HUD, where this guy pulls out a device. It's called the DS-12. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it's some kind of grenade or mine. And you can see it modeled right there in his hand. What does it say? FPG 213 or something? Who knows what it is, but it looks like it's some kind of cocaine grenade. I don't know. Now, right before he pulls that out, you hear from the leader, he calls for like a thrust reaction grenade or something like that. And that might be what that was. Now, this character right here is wounded, or he will be, yeah, he's wounded right here. You'll notice the red splatters all around the outside edge of his screen. You also see when he's, his health monitor is red also. Yeah, the blood splatter on his radar, you can see the redness, and then all around when he's firing it lights up his visor. He's toast, and that's him finished. All right, well, that was my take on the FPS module. I dug as deep as I could and find every little piece of information that I could find, and I hope that you enjoyed that rundown or deep dive of the FPS, what we've seen so far. And please check out my other videos. Check us out on YouTube and on Twitch. And again, thanks for checking out this video. If you liked it, go ahead and like it and subscribe if you want. And we appreciate you. We love you for watching this video. And we'll see you in the verse.